The heavyweight division is a joke. You would think that there would be this excitement of a crazy knockout in a heavyweight fight, even if the technical skills aren't there, but we don't even get that. What do the heavyweights even offer? We don't get the technical skill, nor do we get the crazy knockouts. We see two overweight blobs out of breath after 2 minutes, hands on their hips, swinging wild shots that have no chance of connecting, and then laying on top of each other as soon as they get tired, which happens pretty quick. Heavyweight fights have looked like this for a while, but Tai Tuivasa and Tallison Teixeira made me make this video. Keep in mind, this is a 12th ranked heavyweight versus the 15th ranked heavyweight. There was a point when both of them just had their hands on their hips and just stared at each other. They are fighting on the main card of a pay-per-view. Not a pay-per-view anymore, I guess, but you get the point. A numbered event. And that's the product we're getting? Any other division, a guy like Tuivasa would be cut. But the talent is so low in this division that they'll keep him. Teixeira won the fight, but somehow managed to drop his stock as well. How bad does the performance have to be for you to win, and people somehow think even less of you afterwards? There is zero hype for the winner or the loser. I don't care who either of them fight next, and it shouldn't be like that. I don't expect heavyweights to just be perfect fighters, but you gotta be good at something. If you have low volume, then make sure you're dangerous. If you don't have the ability to deliver devastating knockouts, then make sure you can at least look competent in round number 3. Heavyweight fights just end up looking like two fat, tired guys sparring. And it shouldn't look like that. As fans, we should be on the edge of our seats thinking anything could happen at any moment. Tuivasa has shown absolutely zero progress. He's been the same fighter he always was, and this is what zero progression results in. He gets taken down, he gets tired easily, and he hasn't added any different things to his arsenal. That makes him very beatable. He's easy to read. The division is in such a bad place that a prospect could enter the UFC today and be 2 fights away from a title shot. Probably more like 3, but if you have a little bit of hype outside of the UFC, you could genuinely be 2 to 3 fights away from a title shot after your debut. It's that bad. The other problem with the division this bad is that it's going to be hard to build a superstar as well. There could be a legitimately talented heavyweight, but when his competition is this horrendous, he won't fully get the credit he deserves for winning fights. I have my theories about why the heavyweight division is so bad, and the main one is that the best American athletes just don't go towards MMA. They'll go towards football and basketball, and if they do choose to go towards a combat sport, it'll more likely be boxing. The freak athletes, the 6'5", 250-pound athletic freaks are guys like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and Will Anderson. They watch football as kids. There's a clear path with the scholarships that get offered to them, and there's millions of dollars to be made. Even for guys who aren't going to be that high of draft picks, they can still make millions. What reason do they have to go towards MMA unless they're a failed football player? Another reason would be the risk of CTE. Now, football has a clear high-risk potential for CTE, but MMA is much more clear, right? It's all about perception. The visual of 2 guys trying to knock each other's head off is a much scarier visual for people than guys playing football, right? It's just perception. These elite athletes aren't available for the UFC, so it just results in them being desperate for some blob to actually be a competent fighter. Some of these guys look like Dana just grabbed them from the Power Slap event and threw them in there. And it's not only that the UFC is so desperate for some of these heavyweights to be good, we are as well. We see a new heavyweight prospect look good, and we immediately put him against the best. We don't do that with any other division. When it comes to an exciting bantamweight prospect, we match him up with some unranked guys. There's no unranked guys like that at heavyweight. We're desperate as well. The other reason for why some of these fighters are so bad is that the bar is really low. The fact that these 2 guys can be ranked shows how bad it is. You don't need to be amazing at the heavyweight. You can be bad and still move up in the division. There's no reason for some of these guys to develop their game, especially their cardio. Cardio is hard to train, and it looks like some of these heavyweights don't care to improve it because it's too hard. They show up out of shape, bad footwork, try to land the same punch, and get tired a minute into round number 2. Improving cardio alone would create a much better product. Until the UFC becomes as promising of a path as the NFL or NBA is, which it won't anytime soon, get used to watching more fights like Tuivasa versus Teixeira. The guys that I want to see fight on Saturdays are scoring touchdowns on Sundays. That's just how it is. Until next time.